Good morning, beloved. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever it is that and you are watching the broadcast, hello, hello, hello. How wonderful it is to connect with you, to be with you, to say hi to you, all of those good things. It is a blessing, a blessing, a blessing, a blessing to be able to say what up. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What be up with you on this November the 14th? So, um, so it is great and grand and all of those good things to be able to say hello, hello, hello. For those of you who will be live, I love it. I love it. Let's do this. Why don't we? Let's have a great time being together, bantering back and forth, having conversations. For those of you who will hashtag it and replay it. Yes, yes, yes. For those of you who will be on, I don't know you on. I might not never know you on. That's all good. And then for those who will be used by Papa at some point in time to encourage this girl right here because she just need a little nudge, a nod, a wink, all of those things to say, you know what? I love what you do. I appreciate how you show up in the world. Your presence blesses my soul. Some version of that validation, right? We all need it at some point in time. It benefits us, right? We don't, but if we need it in order to be, then we got a little bit of problem. That's a whole nother conversation. So what I'm talking about today. So anyway, that last category I got some of that on Sunday. I went to support my sissy as she was being elevated to assistant pastor. And it was a beautiful, beautiful, phenomenal message. Beautiful, beautiful service. A bunch of beautiful folk, the beloved of God. And some folk, came and said, hey, I listen to you. Hey, I follow you. Hey, that kind of thing. That was so cool. That's always cool to me. And I am grateful. I am very, 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 very grateful to know that this is what Papa called me to do. And I'm doing what Papa called me to do. It's interesting. Like, who'd have thunk it? I haven't said that in a long time. I used to say that all the time. Who'd have thunk it that I'd be February is not that far away, y'all. And February the 20th is our anniversary date. And that'll be 4 years. Wow. February the 20th will be 4 years of this. Interesting. Okay. All right then. And so when we think about, hey Judith, good morning, dear. Good morning. Yeah, so when we think about that, so when we think about, good morning, Brian. Good morning, sis. Good morning. So when we think about the fact that what's it going to say? That we've been going for 4 years almost. Hey, sis, it's so good to see you. It is so good to see you. And I just read something that was interesting. So I'm a little bit distracted. So let me pull my mind back into where I am right now. And so it is interesting and wonderful, and life is amazing and grand. And so yes, and yes, here we are, and welcome. Focus, Kathy, focus. And what do we do? What am I doing here? Because we sometimes forget we are preferred and or recommended. Sometimes we forget it, right? Sometimes we forget we are preferred. Sometimes we forget we are recommended. Sometimes we forget where we are. Sometimes we forget, right? And so I'm here to remind us that when we walk this thing called life, right? When we live it according to who and how and what and all of those things, well, beloved, only you can do what you can do. Like there is not another one of you in the entire universe. I love life. What about you? I love love. I love wholeness and healing. I love the idea of moving forward and being who you've been called to be. I absolutely, absolutely, unequivocally love it. And so when we are determined to live life on our terms, right? When we're determined to live life under, the way that we have been called to live it, the way that only you've been called to live it. You got to do you, boo, right? You got to do what you have been called to do. Got to do what you've been called to do. And so, so it's, because nobody can do you like you do you. Sometimes we forget that we are preferred, and sometimes we forget that we are recommended. Sometimes we forget, beloved, that that we are the only one of us, right? In the universe. Sometimes we forget. So what is it like if we live life remembering that I am preferred to be me? What is it like if we live life remembering that I am preferred to be myself? I am preferred to be the me that only I can be, that I am preferred. What would it be like to live a life of preference? Good morning, love. Back to you. Good morning, cousin. What would it be like to live that life, right? A life of preference, a life of what would it be like, right? To live that kind of life, a life where we are preferred. And so I love it. I love knowing that I am preferred, and so are you. And you are recommended as well, right? Your names are being your name is being spoken of positively in rooms that you don't know. The more that we show up as ourselves, the more our names will be spoken up of in rooms, right? The more that we're preferred, the more that our names will be spoken of in rooms that we don't know of. And so our responsibility, our goal, our role is to simply show up as ourselves. That's it. Just show up as you. Be you, do you, move as you, live as you, be as you, all of those kinds of things, right? That's it. Is to live as yourself, to be as yourself, to do as you are to do. And so when we think about that, right? When we think about what it is that is ours to do, how we are to be, right? When we think about that, and so here we are. Here we are, being ourselves, doing what only we can do. So I invite you, beloved, to be so okay with you, no matter what happens, no matter what situation you find yourself in, to increase your capacity for being okay with you, to increase your capacity for showing up as your own individual self, to not apologize for the core of your being. Always do your work. Always do what it is that is yours to do, but to increase your capacity of you being you. Like learn more about yourself, press into you, lean into you, grow into you, all of those things. Make sure that you are leaning and growing and maximizing the being of you. Because if you don't do you, then who will? If you don't do you, then who will do you if you don't do you? Right? And so so I love it. I love that we have good nobody, right? Nobody. And so then the gift of you who Papa intended to bless the universe with doesn't get blessed if we're not doing us. And so no matter what happens, what comes into your world, what comes into your life, our question is to say, how do I then show up authentically as me? How do I keep showing up? How do I keep pressing in? What is required of me to be more of me, to dig in deeper? What is required in order to do that? Right? What's required? And so as we look at what is required, as we look at the process of, right? As we look at those things, I'm inviting us to answer it. I'm inviting you to ask yourself the question. Sometimes we forget we're preferred, beloved. Sometimes we forget we're recommended. This is not about ego or this is not about ego. This is not about what's the word? Ego or I can't think of the word. My mind is going blank. Arrogance or anything like that. It's not that at all. But literally, there is something that only you can do, a way that only you can do. There's a role that only you can feel. There's a capacity that is yours to add into the universe. There's right that all of that exists because only you can do what only you can do. Right. And so, with that being the case, with that being the case, with that being where things are, then I invite you to just show up fully as you. I invite you to show up fully as you. And I don't know. We have this one shot, this one opportunity. Eminem says to seize everything we ever wanted. One moment, like would you capture it or let it slip away? We only have one opportunity. One opportunity. Are you going to capture it or are you going to let it slip away? By not realizing, not remembering that you are preferred. You're preferred as you. You're preferred as being you. You're preferred to show up in the way that only you can show up in the universe. So I'm inviting you to do that, beloved, to show up as you, to be you, to lean into you. I love you. I appreciate you. I value you. I really do. And I am grateful that Papa has given us this opportunity to lean in deeper into ourselves, to press into more of us, to press into more, right? And so that's it. That's what I got for today. Hi, Carrie. Hi, sis. It's so good to see you. Yeah. And so, right, lean into the dream that the Creator has dreamt for you. And that dream is you. That dream is you. Lean into the dream of you. You are He. You are who Papa created. And you're the reason of your being. I know that might sound a little bit crazy. 5:55. No, right? It's time for me to get off. And so when you think about you, lean into your reason, the reason of you, the essence, the core of who you are, the thing that brings life into you. Like, bring that to your day. And we bless. Thank you and love you. Love you back. At the moment that Abba gave us our breath, me and you, we forfeited, we relinquished, we gave up the right to not be amazing. I love you. I appreciate you. I value you. Bye-bye now.